Hello dear students, this is Vishwas. In this class, we are going to examine the speech made by Albert Camus after he received the Nobel Prize for Literature on 10th December 1957. What is the significance of 10th December? 10th December is the anniversary of Alfred Nobel's death. He passed away in 1896. Since 1901, the Nobel Prizes have been presented to Nobel laureates at ceremonies on 10th December in memory of the Swedish scientist. As stipulated in Nobel's will, the Nobel Prizes in physics, chemistry, physiology or medicine and literature are awarded in Stockholm, Sweden, while the Nobel Peace Prize is awarded in Oslo, Norway. Since 1969, an additional prize has been awarded at the ceremony in Stockholm, the Swedes Riksband Prize in Economic Sciences in memory of Albert Nobel. The Nobel Prize winners are invited to a banquet, a dinner, after the ceremony where they are expected to address the gathering. During the banquet at Stockholm City Hall on December 10th, Camus made a short speech in French. We are going to look at the translation of that speech. In his speech, Camus tells the audience what he believes to be the role of the artist in the society is. He addresses the relationship between art or literature and truth, and how the artist or the author must act as a champion of truth and liberty. Camus believes that the identity of the writer is inextricably linked with the people who have been silenced by tyranny, and that the nobility of the art is defined by how well the artist has defended truth and liberty. Let us now look at paragraph 1. Camus informs his audience that he is humbled by their gesture. Just like any other person, he too wants acceptance and recognition from his fellow beings. However, as an artist, he values his recognition as special, as he believes artists or authors have a special purpose, and when an author like him is recognized, there are repercussions or consequences which must be considered. We must understand at this juncture that Algeria, the North African country, was fighting for its freedom from France. The revolution, which was led by the Algerian National Liberation Front, started in 1954 and continued till 1962 with the declaration of Algeria's independence. Camus passed away in 1960 and could not witness the day. The awarding, receiving, and rejection of Nobel Prizes are political statements. It's a big affair, and the entire world looks at this ceremony with great attention. The Nobel Prize has a long history of power politics. 1937, 1938, 1939, 1947, and finally a few days before his assassination in January 1948, Mahatma Gandhi was denied the Nobel Peace Prize 5 times. Several women have been denied the recognition despite their contributions being at par or even greater than their male team members. The Nobel Prize in Literature 1958 was awarded to the author of Dr. Zhivago, who is Boris Pasternak. Boris Pasternak first accepted the award but was later forced by Russian authorities of his country to decline the prize. This was during the Cold War age between USA and USSR. Hence, when the Algerian-born French citizen Albert Camus won the Nobel Prize, the attention of the world was on the Algerian War of Independence. And Camus makes a reference or several references to this situation. The second paragraph. Camus feels apprehensive at having been brought to the limelight, as he was living a life of solitude. He also feels uncomfortable to receive such a prestigious award when governments in Europe were silencing writers. At this moment, we must talk about Alexander Solzhenitsyn, who served in the Soviet army during Second World War. He was sentenced to spend 8 years in a labor camp called Gulag, and then internal exile for criticizing Joseph Stalin in a private letter. Stalin died in 1953, and the reforms brought by Nikita Khrushchev, who condemned the earlier policies, freed him from exile in 1956. He was allowed to publish only one work in the Soviet Union, the novel One Day in the Life of Ivan Denisovich, published in 1962. He went on to publish other works such as Cancer Ward, August 1914, and the Gulag Archipelago, which resulted in him losing his Russian citizenship. All over the world, such voices of dissent were being silenced, and Camus believed he was speaking for all of them at this venue, when the entire world was watching. His country of birth, Algeria, was fighting tooth and nail against a strong French army, and here was an Algerian receiving the Nobel Prize.